Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivaradari Jayo Girivaradari Jaya Yashodanandana Jayo Brajajana Ranjana Jayo Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Jayo Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parijakacharya Astottara Satyasri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jayo Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parijakacharya Astottara Satyasri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Maharaj ki Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Mayapur Navdeep Dham ki Jagannath Puri Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Yamuna Mai ki Bhakti Devi ki Tulsi Maharani ki Harinam Sankirtan ki all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Is it 22? Text 22? Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, The Lord Begs Charity from Bali Maharaj. Text number 22. Tribihi kramair asantusto Dvipe napi na puryate Navavarsa sametena Sapta dvipa varichaya Tribihi kramair asantusto Dvipe napi na puryate Navavarsa sametena Sapta dvipa varichaya Tribihi kramair asantusto Dvipe napi na puryate Navavarsa sametena Sapta dvipa varichaya Vaishnavis? Word for word translation. Tribihi? Three. Kramaye? By steps. Asantustaha? One who is dissatisfied. Dvipena? By a complete island. Api? Although. Napuryate? Cannot be satisfied. Navavarsha sametena, even by possessing 9 varshas. Sapta dvipa vareche ichaya, by the desire to take possession of 7 islands. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. If I were not satisfied with 3 paces of land, then surely I would not be satisfied even with possessing one of the 7 islands, consisting of 9 varshas. Even if I possessed 1 island, I would hope to get others. Please repeat the translation after me. If I were not satisfied with 3 paces of land, then surely I would not be satisfied even with possessing one of the 7 islands, consisting of 9 varshas. Even if I possessed one island, I would hope to get others. There's no purport, so we'll go to text 23. Repeat after me. Can't see. Sapta dvipa dipatayo nirpavanya gaya dayaha arte kame gata nantam trishnaya itinaha srutam. Translation. Repeat after me. We have heard that although powerful kings like Maharaj Prithu and Maharaj Gaya achieved proprietorship over the 7 dvipas, they could not achieve satisfaction or find the end of their ambitions. Text 24. Repeat, yeah? Yadrichayo papen, hang on. Yadrichayo papanena santusto vartate sukham na santusta stribihi lokair ajitatmano pasaditahe. This one will do word for word translation. Yadrichaya, as offered by the Supreme Authority, according to one's karma. Upapanena, by whatever is obtained. Santustaha, one should be satisfied. Vartate, there is. Sukham, happiness. Na, not. Asantustaha, one who is dissatisfied. Tribihi loke, even by possessing the 3 worlds. Ajita Atma, one who cannot control his senses. Upasaditaye, even though obtained. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. One should be satisfied, repeat, with whatever he achieves by his previous destiny. For discontent can never bring happiness. A person who is not self-controlled will not be happy even with possessing the 3 worlds. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. If happiness is the ultimate goal of life, no, that's okay, there's been lots of repeating. If happiness is the ultimate goal of life, one must be satisfied with the position in which he is placed by providence. This instruction is also given by Prahlad Maharaj. Sukham aindriyakam daitya dehe deha yogina dehinam sarvatra labhyate daivat yatha dukkham ayatnyata. My dear friends, born of demoniac families, the happiness perceived with reference to the sense objects by contact with the body can be obtained in any form of life, according to one's past fruitive activities. Such happiness is automatically obtained without endeavor, just as we obtain distress. Bhagavatam 7.6.3. This philosophy is perfect in regard to obtaining happiness. Real happiness is described in Bhagavad Gita 6.21. Sukham atyantikam yat tat buddhi grahyam atindriyam vetti yatra ya chaivayam Stitas chalati tatvataha. In the spiritually joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness and enjoys himself through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth. One has to perceive happiness by the super senses. The super senses are not the senses of the material elements. Every one of us is a spiritual being, Aham Brahmasmi. And every one of us is an individual person. Our senses are now covered by material elements. And because of ignorance, we consider the material senses that cover us to be our real senses. The real senses, however, are within the material covering. Dehinosmin yata dehe. Within the covering of the material elements are the spiritual senses. Sarvapadi vinirmuktam tat paritvena nirmalam. When the spiritual senses are uncovered, by these senses we can be happy. Satisfaction of the spiritual senses is thus described. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate. When the senses are engaged in devotional service to Rishikesha, then the senses are completely satisfied. Without the superior knowledge of sense gratification, one may try to satisfy his material senses, but happiness will never be possible. One may increase his ambition for sense gratification and even achieve what he desires for the gratification of his senses. But because this is on the material platform, he will never achieve satisfaction and contentment. According to Brahminical culture, one should be content with whatever he obtains without special endeavor and should cultivate spiritual consciousness. Then he will be happy. The purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement is to spread this understanding. People who do not have scientific spiritual knowledge mistakenly think that the members of the Krishna consciousness movement are escapists trying to avoid material activities. In fact, however, we are engaged in real activities for obtaining the ultimate happiness in life. If one is not trained to satisfy the spiritual senses and continues in material sense gratification, he will never obtain happiness that is eternal and blissful. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 5.5.1 therefore recommends Tapo divyam putraka yena satvam sudyet yasmat brahma saukyam tu tvi anantam. One must practice austerity so that his existential position will be purified and he will achieve unlimited blissful life. Wow. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadahmayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. With a purport like this by Prabhupada, what else is there to speak? Class over. Well, what's going on here? Who's speaking these verses? Huh? To whom is he speaking? Vamanadev is speaking to Bali Maharaj. we know, the universe is structured into various. The upper planetary systems. There was a chapter earlier that we would have covered where we studied the structure of universal management, right? In that, where everything is nicely positioned where it should be, who should be in what position, do what roles and all that. So everything is structured. The demigods have their position, the demons have their position, right? The demigods occupy the upper planetary systems, the demons occupy the lower planetary systems. But here what happened, the demigods from the upper planetary system, they lost their positions. Lord Indra, everybody all vacated. Why? Because the king of demon, Bali Maharaj, was so strong, he got all these Brahma Tejas from the descendants of Bhrigu Muni. They made him so strong, where none of the demigods could defeat him. He ended up occupying the position of the demigods. So it became topsy-turvy, right? Demons are occupying the position of the demigods, and the demigods are invisible, they are gone. They were hiding. And in this kind of topsy-turvy situation, as we heard earlier, Dharma Samstha Panarthaya, the Lord descends to fix this. And in the conclusion of this pastime, we would see it gets fixed. The demigods will be reinstated to their rightful position, and Bali Maharaj would be actually given a very special position in Sutalalok. Right? So the Lord, when He comes, He achieves all these multifaceted, multiple goals in one pastime. In one action, one fell swoop, He achieves all these. And here, He has appeared where these Ashwamedha Yagyas are taking place on the northern bank of the river Narmada, at a place called Bhrigu Kacha. Bali Maharaj is conducting these Ashwamedha prayers. He is entering the arena, and his beautiful Brahman effulgence is so effulgent, he is actually covering the whole place, brightening the whole place, and everyone's like wondering as though the sun god himself has appeared. And he's looking so beautiful in that dwarf Brahmana, Brahmachari form. What's the paraphernalia that he's holding? This is to make us meditate on the form of the Lord. When we think of the paraphernalia that he's holding, then we can meditate on the form of the Lord to visualize the Lord. Our Krishna consciousness journey is all about Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. So one of it, we got to meditate on the form of the Lord. So what's he carrying? Name the items that he's carrying. Water pot and umbrella. Who gave him the water pot? Lord Brahma. Umbrella, who gave him? Moon god. Okay. Then what else is he carrying? Or wearing? There you go. We have it here. All right. On the beautiful cover here, we have got beautiful Vamana Dev actually wearing a straw belt. Who gave him the straw belt? His father, Kashyap. Kashyap Muni gave him the belt. He's wearing deer skin. Who gave him the deer skin? Huh? No. Mother Earth, Bhumi Devi. Right? And then he's wearing the Gayatri string. Who gave him that? Brihaspati gave him that. Who gave him the Gayatri mantra? The sun god. Right? So he's in this wonderful, beautiful form appearing there at the arena where these Ashwamedha Yagya is being conducted. Now, incidentally, these paintings which appear on the cover of the Bhagavatam cantos, in the early years when Prabhupada, before the books all came out, Prabhupada was just dictating and people were just producing the books. The books were not in production yet. But he would engage various devotees in service, and many of them were artists, amazing artists, right? So they would draw, Prabhupada would describe, they would draw a painting, and those days no CAD or no computer software and all that, all hand painted, a labor of love with deep devotion. They would go and show the painting to Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada, sometimes because it's the first time, they're all young devotees, they don't know, it's all new philosophy, Krishna, Vamana Deva, whatever, they don't know. They paint it wrongly, incorrectly, even though Prabhupada describes to them. Sometimes they paint Krishna with bulging biceps and all that, right? So now this is hard labor after a long time of painting, right? And Prabhupada would say, no, he'll reject it. What happens? They start all over, right? They start painting all over again, from scratch, blank canvas. And they take that second painting to Srila Prabhupada. Again, maybe something's not right, Prabhupada will reject. So there will be multiple times like this where Prabhupada would reject one single painting before finally it is approved by Prabhupada personally, and then approved by Prabhupada to be printed onto the cover of Bhagavatams like this. That kind of attention Prabhupada gave to his books, just the cover, how priceless this information is to Prabhupada, and how intensely he engaged his early devotees into this kind of service. Can you imagine the artists who would have repeatedly painted the same painting over and over again? But the artists themselves, they are very, very exalted personalities, because to actually make this manifest, Krishna had to appear in their mind first. Artists actually produce what is in their mind first. Look at that Sadbhuj painting there. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya. Amazing. If you take a close look at it, it's absolutely out of this world. Three-dimensional, the shadows and the intricate details, the correct proportion of the 6 arms. It's as though the artist went into the spiritual world, saw this form, saw this actual scene, and then reproduced it with that minute detail. No way this is from the mind of an ordinary person. Very special jivas. Right? So I just wanted to, that's a bit of a digression. Where was I? I forgot. So, yeah, we were talking about Vamana Dev has appeared on the scene. And then this conversation takes place where it ends with Vamana Dev saying, yeah, 3 paces of land, according to my measurement, I'm satisfied with it. Don't want anything more. Okay? Now, Bali Maharaj displays ignorance in one sense. As much as he received Vamana Dev with all due respect, he saw Vamana Dev as a son of a Brahmana, not as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Just as a son of a Brahmana, gave him the due respects and all that, but not recognizing that Vamana Dev is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The ignorance therefore came forth and say, Bali Maharaj says, I am the possessor of the whole world, the 3 worlds. Take what you want. Right? I can give you anything. From a position of false pride, false ego. Right? And that is happening today in our society. Not in ISKCON, I mean. When I say society, I'm referring to the broad society out there, the world at large. Right? We can see there's so much of false pride, the attachment to I and mine, the desire to want to actually go after material enjoyment. sense gratification is the goal of life for the materialists out there. And they're very determined. They are so determined to want to achieve what they want, their so-called goal of life. Whether they want a big house or a big flashy car, they really put in a lot of effort and struggle to want to achieve that. Unbelievable determination. Hard slog. And after they get it, not enough. Still want some more. Accumulation of, to them, the more toys or assets I collect gives me happiness, which is all false, as Prabhupada describes in this purport here today. And that actually reminds us of the determination that Dhruva Maharaj also displayed. Right? In that pastime, we remember what happened there. He got so offended with what his mother, who was that? Suruchi? Yeah? He got so offended, he went to the forest. Okay? He was so determined. What did he want? He wanted a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather's. Right? He was in the jungle, in the forest, alone, 5-year-old. He was meditating. Who comes there? Narada Muni comes there. Narada Muni comes there and advises young Dhruva, you're 5 years old, go and play at home. Okay? This is not for you. Just be satisfied. He says, just be satisfied with what you got, your position. Okay? Whether you're happy or distressed, it's all by providence. Just be satisfied, then it'll become easy. Keep your peace, then it'll be easy for you to cross over the darkness of nations. But that determination, that Kshatriya spirit in Dhruva Maharaj, he tells Narada Muni, my dear sage, I cannot accept your philosophy. I want to achieve my goal. Right? I want a kingdom greater than my great-grandfather's. Show me how to achieve that, or if you can't show me, please leave. Right? Narada Muni then, of course, shows him the path of devotional service. And he undergoes severe austerities. Who remembers the austerities? First month, every 3 days, he ate only what? Fruit and berries. Even that we cannot do. Every day we need 3 meals at least. Yeah? For him, every 3 days, 1 meal and that too fruit and berries. Not enough. That was in the first month. Second month, every 9 days, what did he eat? Dry grass and leaves. Hare Krishna. Right? That's second month. Third month, what did he do? He only consumed water every 9 days. Fourth month, what did he do? He inhaled air every 12 days. Fifth month, what did he do? He acquired so much of Shakti that he could stand motionless on 1 foot. And he became so heavy, like the total weight of the whole universe. And he was putting pressure on the earth. He was choking the earth. Then the Lord himself had to come because everybody was getting choked, couldn't breathe. When the Lord himself came, then he got the darshan of the Lord through his determination, yes? After getting the darshan of the Lord, he gets his material desire fulfilled. But then comes the realization, oh, how foolish I've been. I have had the good fortune of being shown the path of devotional service by Narada Muni. I have been blessed with the personal darshan of the Lord. And for the sake of my foolishness, for my material desires, I asked for name, fame, prosperity. I wanted this kingdom greater than my great-grandfather. And the Lord actually granted him that. What did he get? He got the pole star, correct? The pole star is a special planet because to start with, Dhruva Maharaj's desire to want a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather's was not achievable in the material sky. What else can be greater than Lord Brahma's kingdom? So the Lord himself had to create something special for him. So the Lord brought his own planet, one of his planets called the pole star, into the material world and gave it to Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj was now regretting this, oh my God, I asked for name, fame, prosperity, and I got all these opportunities to actually ask for devotional service, to engage in devotional. I didn't ask for that. It's like the poor man going to an emperor who can fulfill all desires, and instead for asking for fulfillment of all desires, he asked for just a few grains of broken rice. He regrets that. But the difference between Dhruva Maharaj's determination and the determination of the materialists out there in this world is, they don't come to the point of realization that there is real happiness beyond what they are actually chasing. Right? And it is so superficial, so temporary. When they achieve something material, when their senses are gratified, they think it is happiness. But happiness in the material world is actually temporary absence of distress. Whereas real happiness, Prabhupada defines here, real happiness is described in Bhagavad Gita 6.21. In the spiritually joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness and enjoys himself through transcendental senses. Established thus, one never departs from the truth. One enjoys himself through transcendental senses. But here, materialists enjoy through material senses. It's all about greed. There's a saying where it goes something like, there is enough in this world to fulfill everyone's needs. But there is not enough in this world to fulfill one person's greed. I want this, I want this, I want this. Ignorance, in the mode of ignorance. Never satisfied, never satisfied. But here, when we started reading from text 22, text 23 and 24, one word stood out to me in all the verses and even in the purport. The word satisfy or satisfaction. I counted the number of times it appeared in these three verses and in the purport. At least 10 times. Mentioned at least 10 times. Goes to show how important that word must be in the context of these three verses. What is satisfaction? Prabhupada actually, chapter 10, text number 4, where Lord Krishna is talking about the qualities that he creates. He says, all qualities are created by me. And in that chapter 10, text number 4, he gives a long list of qualities. Satisfaction is one of it. Right? And in the purport, it's a long purport, Prabhupada actually defines satisfaction, tusti. The Sanskrit word is tusti. Prabhupada defines, he says, satisfaction is not to be eager to acquire more and more material things by unnecessary activity. Be contented with what the Supreme Lord has given us, that is satisfaction. A totally different spiritual definition of satisfaction compared to the situation out there among the materialists where they are never satisfied. Right? So how to satisfy? How to satisfy the senses? Anyone? How to satisfy the senses? Serve the senses from? Of the Lord. Yes. Real satisfaction is doing devotional service to please Guru and Krishna. Which means we got to become the enjoyed to be enjoyed by Krishna. And actually Prabhupada said this, he made this comment in this temple here in 1975. And the verse is out there on the notice board near the deity door room. What does it say? Anyone remembers? It says, as soon as you offer yourself to be enjoyed by Krishna and serve according to his desire, then you are in the spiritual world. Where you got to then, as it says here, when we are in the spiritual world, we are situated in boundless transcendental happiness. That's where we are. If we allow ourselves to be enjoyed by Krishna. He goes on to say, so we're actually not living in Melbourne. This is not Melbourne, this is what? Vrindavan. And he says, as long as you attach yourself to Krishna's service, this temple service, then you're always in the spiritual world, and that is our position. That is real satisfaction. To be contented, to, yes, we can be determined if we are trying to please Krishna and Guru, then be very, very determined. Be super determined. We just finished the book distribution, the book marathon month. Amazing results. Amazing determination displayed by the Maharathis who went out there distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. Right? Super, super effort. How many crates, Dvija? 40, where's Dvija here? 40 crates, is it, sold? 40 crates out of 42 crates. Huh? Yeah, pallets, sorry. Yeah, pallets, not even crates. Yeah, yeah. 40 pallets. Right? Just like Mavanadev will cover the whole universe with his 3 steps, including putting his head on Bali Maharaj's head, our transcendental book distributors, they have gone to various parts of Australia too, not just here in Melbourne. They are placing their transcendental footprints in other parts of Australia too. Brisbane, Canberra, Adelaide. There are still more frontiers which I'm sure they'll cover in future years to come. Right? Sydney and, not allowed, is it Sydney this time? They have their own people, yeah. But Sydney is big, we'll find some spot we can do it next. So that's determination. That is real satisfaction. We're pleasing Krishna with what we do. Right? But what is the real problem in all this? Why is there such a difference between how we think and what the materialists out there think? The problem is with the mind. Here, Prabhupada, the last sentence here, he says, in the purport, one must practice austerity so that his existential position will be purified and he will achieve unlimited blissful life. One must practice austerity. We must practice austerity of the body, austerity of speech, austerity of the mind. Right? Austerity of the body means we keep ourselves clean externally and all that, be respectful, do deity worship and all. Austerity of speech is we speak sweet words so as not to agitate others. We should know what to speak, when to speak, how to speak, respectfully. Okay? And the biggest challenge is austerity of the mind. That is a real fundamental problem that is consuming the materialist. And even us, it's hard to control the mind. What is the mind? What's the mind? The mind is a reservoir of all our past experiences, all our thoughts, all our emotions, all our desires, our present desires, our future desires which are all not fulfilled, all sits in this big reservoir. Okay? And the mind is like a huge, super fast production factory. Click, 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 like a camera, it's taking impressions and throwing it into its memory bank. By the senses. With the eyes, it sees something, click, puts it in there. Turns this side, sees something, puts it in there. Randomly, just all random thoughts just thrown in there. Even now, we could be seated here, but your mind is probably taking trips. Maybe taking trips around the world. Okay? Or maybe you're thinking, today is the 29th of December, I got to do this, do that, do this. You're mentally preparing your to-do list as you're seated here. That's how fickle the mind is. And Arjuna says this to Krishna. What does he say? Chanchalam Manahi Krishna. I cannot control this, dear Krishna. Okay? Easier to control the wind. But Krishna says possible. Hard, difficult, yes, but possible. How? By intelligence. Indriyani parani ahur, indriyebhya param manaha, manasastu para buddhir, yo buddhe parasastu sa. Indriyani parani ahur. Working senses are superior to dull matter. Indriyebhya param manaha, the mind is superior to the senses. Okay? Manasastu para buddhir, the intelligence is superior to the mind, and superior to the intelligence is the soul. Correct? The mind is spiritual or material? Material. Intelligence is material or spiritual? Material. Soul is spiritual or material? Spiritual. Alright? So we got to use material intelligence first to control the mind. Slowly then we can move to spiritual intelligence. Right? But, and actually in that purport, I think it's chapter 3, text 42, Prabhupada says there, with intelligence, seek out the constitutional position of the soul in relation to Krishna and engage the mind in Krishna consciousness. That will solve all the problem. Prabhupada says that. Right? But it's not easy. Not easy. So, but we got to practice austerity so that we can calm the mind. And actually, I'm just going to read something from chapter 17, hang on, of the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Chapter 17, text number 16, Manaha prasadaha samyatvam, maunam atma vinigraha, bhava samshuddhir iti etat, tapo manasam uchyate. And these are the austerities of the mind. The translation of that verse is, and satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind. That's the translation. Now the purport, Prabhupada's purport here. To make the mind austere is to detach it from sense gratification. It should be so trained that it can always be thinking of doing good for others. The best training for the mind is gravity in thought. One should not deviate from Krishna consciousness and must always avoid sense gratification. To purify one's nature is to become Krishna conscious. Satisfaction of the mind can be obtained only by taking the mind away from thoughts of sense enjoyment. The more we think of sense enjoyment, the more the mind becomes dissatisfied. In the present age, we unnecessarily engage the mind in so many different ways for sense gratification, and so there is no possibility of the mind's becoming satisfied. The best course is to divert the mind to the Vedic literature, which is full of satisfying stories. One can take advantage of this knowledge and thus become purified. I think that says it all, isn't it? Right? So, Prabhupada is saying here, the best course is to divert the mind to the Vedic literature. Again comes back to the importance of Srila Prabhupada's books. Amazingly, amazingly important. In the early years, book distribution was so important by the devotees. The Prabhupada was so intense on getting his books produced, published and distributed. And the urgency that the early devotees, the book distributors actually displayed was so intense as well. They wanted to please Guru and Krishna, they wanted to please Srila Prabhupada. At the same time, they were so intensely attached to the service. From morning till midnight they were distributing, early days. And they were so intense, no one was spared. Every single jiva that they met, they tried distributing the Vedic literature. So much so, they even succeeded distributing books to beggars. They even sold books to beggars. When I say distribute books to beggars, not just give free books, they made the beggar pay for the book. How intensely and how convincingly they would have actually preached to the beggar. And what good fortune the beggar would have actually received. Anyone done it yet in Melbourne, sell to beggars? Not yet? That's a goal for next year maybe. Huh? Hard to find beggars in Melbourne, very true. You have? You've sold to a beggar. Hare Krishna. You have to tell us the story after I end the class here, which I will end in the next few minutes. So anyway, yeah. Conclusion. Be satisfied. We have to be self-controlled. Okay. We have to please Guru and Krishna in our activities. No point trying to chase sense gratification, it never ends. It will only keep us in the bondage of the cycle of birth, death, old age, disease. Hare Krishna. I'm actually interested to hear your story about distributing books to a beggar. Here you go. Any questions, comments? None. Everybody wants to hear your story.
So there was this guy, Adrian. He was homeless this year, Swanston Street. So I was walking by and I asked him, do you want to read? So he said, you are doing a Swanston Street near to Crossways. So when I asked him, he said, you are doing a good job. I was like, wow, how does he know about? And he said, Hare Krishna. Then I asked him, do you know about Hare Krishna? He said, there's one book on me. I said, which book is on you? Then he said, I showed him perfect questions, and he said, yeah, this is book on me. Then I asked him, would you like to read one more book? He said yes. Then I gave him Law of Nature. Then he went through his pockets and gave all the change. And the change was more than the cost of the book. So I went to Crossways, got a halwa and gave it to him. And he was very happy and he said, Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, Prabhu. Actually, in Vrindavan, Prabhu, when I did, there was like outside, beggars are there on the streets, like in Vrindavan. So we were doing book distribution, and he came to ask me money, and I said to him, give me some money from I need some money too. So he goes, why do you need the money? I said, I was just distributing some books. Why are you begging for? He had all hands. Why don't you read some books? Look, we're distributing books. You can join me also. Come and distribute books with me. And so I gave him a book, and he gave money from his, he was not giving it. I was very persistent. I had some money from there, and then only give you the book. So he was holding the bowl, and then he gave me money. After 10 minutes we came, he was sitting down and reading the book. We were surprised. And in Melbourne also, on the streets in Swanston Street, a lot of people are lying down the streets and stuff. Like some are like dozed off, and some are like, we can give the books to them. We've been giving books to them, saying these are the books. You should read it. Why are you lying down and all? I don't have the money on me. They goes, and then you just give them the book. Don't worry, just give me money next time. But then they have money, and they open, under their beds and all. They got money, and they give it to you. So we approach everybody pretty much. Of course, they're not like beggars. Everybody gets money, like they get money. They're just sitting on the streets to get us some extra money. So we should approach everyone, I think. Thank you. Yeah.
Amazing stories from the two of you. Selling to beggars, or distributing the Vedic literature to beggars. One, this service is transcendental, we know that. And it is through the empowerment of Srila Prabhupada that you are being used as an instrument. And in that, you are getting the glory. That also indicates you are not ordinary jivas. It is not easy to get a beggar to part with his meager beggings, his meager takings. And on top of that, I heard to see a beggar reading Srila Prabhupada's books, that's unbelievable. Goes to show how this philosophy, Srila Prabhupada's books, and how Srila Prabhupada is touching every jiva's heart through this Vedic literature that he has produced for all of us. It's an amazing position that we are in this lifetime. Srila Prabhupada told Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj, one life, just this one life, offer it to Krishna, give it to Krishna. Even if nothing happens, no big deal, no harm. After all, it's only one life. But at least this one, give it to Krishna. And the rewards would be unlimited, where we can go back to Godhead even in this lifetime. And on this very same Vyasasan, Prabhupada said in a lecture given in this very temple room in 1975, it takes 1 minute to go back to Godhead. 1 minute. There's a video there in YouTube, go look for it. Very same Vyasasan. One life. And we are in such a very, very fortunate position in this lifetime for all the Sukriti that we've done. Here we are, compared to the materialists that we talked about, where their sense gratification is the prime goal of life. But we now are getting this Vedic literature, this Vedic knowledge, this superior knowledge to actually help us transition from where we were, like them, to move to the spiritual realm where we can get, again, it's worth repeating here. In the spiritually joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness. That is real happiness. we have that opportunity. And we have that opportunity to give it to others. Hare Krishna.
Just about talking about senses. Our body is the network of senses. It's an instrument God gave us. So we can't neglect it. We still have to take care of the senses. And also progress in Krishna consciousness. How do we do that?
The question is, the body is a network of senses. Okay, we have to look after our senses. And what's the next part?
And how do we become Krishna conscious and also take care of our senses? We can't neglect our body.
Can't neglect our body. We need the health. We need our senses. But how?
We can't be Krishna conscious.
Without all these, we can't be Krishna conscious. So how to use our senses to become Krishna conscious? Correct? The body, we got three bodies. We got the gross body, we got the subtle body, we got the spiritual body. The spiritual body is the real self. The gross body is made up of the gross elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether. The subtle body is made up of mind, intelligence, false ego. Okay? Gross body and subtle body are material. When we become totally purified, when we are going back to Godhead, gross body and subtle body is left behind, they dissolve, and the spiritual body goes to Godhead. The spiritual body itself has its own senses, spiritual mind, spiritual intelligence, and all that. That is the real awakening that we want. But here we have got this gross body, as you say. We've got our senses. Sense of sight, sense of touch, sense of hearing, sense of taste, sense of smell. We got to use all these senses. And we know we are also caught in the cycle of birth, death, old age, disease. We know this gross body is going to dwindle, is going to decay. Right? We know we got limited time. Right? As much as the body is decaying, we have got that intelligence, as I talked about, to use our intelligence to rationalize what is the real goal of life. Using intelligence, we then engage our senses that we got right now in Krishna consciousness. That's why we use our sense of hearing for Krishna Katha. We use our sense of hearing for chanting the holy name. Right? That's how we use our senses. But we know these gross senses will decay. So we got a small window. The window is closing with each sunrise and sunset. We don't know when death is going to come. Padam padam yat vipadam. Danger at every step. So while we got that opportunity, that small window of the remaining time in this life, we use our intelligence of regulating our senses in devotional service to serve Guru and Krishna. Make sense? Time's up. Hare Krishna, Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai. Material satisfaction is you're pleasing yourself and your senses. Spiritual satisfaction is you're pleasing Guru and Krishna. That's the difference.
Here, the satisfaction that is mentioned in Bhagavatam, like which satisfaction is it?
Bhagavatam is talking about spiritual satisfaction. You follow Bhagavatam, you're pleasing Guru and Krishna. Right? Bhagavatam is all about pleasing Guru and Krishna. It's teaching us that real satisfaction is to please Guru and Krishna. As a devotee, when you feel satisfaction by doing devotional service, then you're pleasing Guru and Krishna. as a devotee, when you are going to work or looking after your family or driving from point A to point B to buy groceries or whatever, for cooking for Krishna, for maintaining a family to be Krishna conscious, that is still pleasing Guru and Krishna. That is still spiritual satisfaction. Everything must be satisfaction that is connected to Krishna is spiritual. Not connected to Krishna is material.
Govindam Adi
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsam Śrīrūpaṃ Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanikanscha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Usmat Parang Saparitaj Vacharya Sattva Bhagavad ki jai Ananta Kodi Vaishnava ki jai Navacharya Sri Ranga Thakur Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hare Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Radha Ramana Radharamana Hare Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Radharamana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Radharamana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Radharamana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Radharamana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Radharamana Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radharamana Hare Govinda Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radharamana Hare Govinda Dasamati Nandana Brajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yamati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Dasamati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Gopi Parana Dhana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidhana Gopi Parana Dhana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidhana Dasamati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Dasamati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Go Kripanana Dhana Kriparana Dhana Magana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidhana Dasamati Nandana Brajabada Nagara Amara Harinam Amya Bilasa Dipina Purangara Nabina Nagaramara Mansi Magana Sumata Amara Harinam Amya Bilasa Dipina Purangara Nabina Nagarabara Mansi Magana Sumata Dasamati Nandana Brajavada Nagara Gokula Ranjana Dasamati Nandana Brajavada Brajavada Palana Asura Punasana Nanda Godhana Rakhamala Brajavada Palana Asura Punasana Nanda Godhana Rakhamala Govinda Madhava Navanita Darshanam Govinda Madhava Navanita Darshanam Sundarananda Gopala Govinda Madhava Navanita Darshanam Govinda Madhava Navanita Darshanam Sundarananda Gopala Dasamati Nandana Brajavada Nagara Dasamati Nandana Brajavada Nagara Gokula Ranjana Dasamati Nandana Brajavada Nagara Gokula Ranjana Ramana Tatachara Ramana Tatachara Manohara Rasarasika Kripama Śrīradha Vallabha Vrindavanatava Śrīradha Vallabha Vrindavanatava Bhakti Vinodayasayam Śrīradha Vallabha Vrindavanatava Śrīradha Vallabha Vrindavanatava Bhakti Vinodayasayam Dasamati Nandana Prabhupada Nagara Gokuda Ranjana Dasamati Nandana Prabhupada Nagara Gokula Ranjana Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara Aliya Gamana Vidhanam Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara Aliya Gamana Vidhanam Samati Nandana Brajabhadra Nagara Gokula Ranjana Samati Nandana Brajabhadra Nagara Gokula Ranjana Manohara Rasarasika Kripama Ramuna Tatatara Gopi Manohara Rasarasika Kripama Śrīradha Vallabha Vrindavanatava Śrīradha Vallabha Vrindavanatava Bhakti Vinodayasayam Śrīradha Vallabha Śrīradha Vallabha Vrindavanatava Bhakti Vinodayasayam Samati Nandana Brajabhadra Nagara Gokula Ranjana Dasamati Nandana Krishna Kirtana Ganana Karnapatau Premamrita Vanidhi जन प्रिय वो प्रिय करो पूजित श्री चैतन्य कृपा भरौ भुवि भुव भारा वहन तारक वंदे रूप सनातन रघुजुगो श्री जीव गोपालक वंदे रूप सनातन रघुजुगो श्री जीव गोपालक कृष्ण कीर्तन गान कीर्तन गान नर्तन परम प्रेम वीर वीर जन प्रिय प्रिय करो निर्माण पूजितम चैतन्य कृपा भरौ श्री चैतन्य कृपा भरौ भुवि भुव मारव अंतरक वंदे रूप सनातन रघुजुगौ श्री जीव गोपालक विचार नहीं तुम्हें पुनाओ सद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरण करो विचार नहीं कनपुना सद्धर्म समस्तापक लोकानां हितकारिणां त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरण निपुणा तद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणा त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणा श्री चैतन्य कृपा परौ लोकानां हितकारिणां त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणं विचारणैकनिपुणं तद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणा त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणकरं Radha Krishna Radha Krishna Padarabindau Bhajanamritau Radha Krishna Padarabindau Madana Nandena Maktalika Vande Rupa Sanatanam Raghujugal Siji Krishna Kitana Gana Natala Parau Prema Manidhi Veera Veera Janapriya Prema Ojita Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuva Mara Manta Rakau Bande Rupa Sanatana Yakujuga Vasudasudashude Sudev Sudaraj Lakshmi Dharnischa Ajavadasa Jadadad Ranna Chakva Mandalasani Sada तुच्छव भूत्वा दीनगणे छको करुणया मंडलपति शनि सदा तुच्छव भूत्वा दीनगणे छको करुणया कौपीन कंठास्थितौ गोपी भावरसामृताब्दलहरी गोपी भावरसामृताब्दलहरी कल्लो लमरणं मोहन वंदे रूप सनातन रघुजुगल श्री जी भगो पालक राधे हे राधे ब्रज देविके च हे नंद सूना कुतः ब्रज देविके च ललिते हे नंद सूना कुतः श्री गोवर्धन पादपतले कालिंदी वने कुतः राधे ब्रज देविके च ललिते हे नंद सूना कुतः श्री गोवर्धन पादपतले कालिंदी वने कुतः गो संतापिते गो संतापिते सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदई विहुबलौ वंदे रूप सनातन रघुजुगल श्री जी संतापिते सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदई महाविभुभलौ वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुजुगौ श्रीगीतो बालक कृष्ण कीतल कान नतन परम प्रेमामृतं मणिधि धीर धीर जनप्रिय प्रियकरौ हिमांशरौ पूजितौ श्री चैतन्य कृपाभर भुवि भुव हरः वहन् तारक वन्दे रूप सनातन जगजुग वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुता पदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Vajasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi